Well, here we are in Montreal. Just watched The Warning last night. Ryan, give us some of the details.
Yeah, well, here we are in Montreal. The Warning was last night. We're still recovering. Fantastic show overall. Nathan and I had a blast. It was A to A minus, no, A to A plus before people get it. No, but anyways, no, it was a perfect first time experience seeing the band, to get that live energy, to hear the crowd sing along, to have that experience with the shared experience with other people, other fans. We got our money's worth. The band killed it. They looked great, they sound great, and they nailed every song was perfectly done. I mean, they were a well-oiled machine.
I agree. That was, for me, it was a general experience overall. I was very impressed with all three of them. The first place that we saw it was, unfortunately, we couldn't see Powell for the first half of it, and then we changed our position so that we could see everybody, and yeah, that was better. So the song that I think I liked the most, that really made me feel like, you know, these girls have so much potential in the long-term sense, is definitely the song More. I felt like, for example, when we reacted to that song, I thought, oh, okay, like I think we heard the studio version, and I thought, that's a great studio sound. I wonder what that'll sound like live. That was even before we knew we were going to The Warning. Now that I've heard them play that song live, I get this feeling like they pulled that off so well live, it confirmed what I thought, which is they've got so much potential to be found, and they're sitting at such a great position right now, being they're starting to embrace a little more of their Latin roots. I really enjoyed that they included two songs in Spanish at a Montreal show. That was very both bold and appropriate for them to keep going that direction. So I'm excited to hear them continue to include Spanish content. And then that song in particular, More, I just feel like it's going to end up on a movie, or it's going to get seen by just the right people. They're poised right now, having started playing shows, bigger venues, opening for bigger acts. I feel like it's just around the corner for them. It really is. And we were talking about this last night. It could go to one of two ways. They could kind of plateau now, which wouldn't be the worst thing because they're doing really well, but they're actually poised to just take off. So it's exciting to see what will happen over the next couple of years with The Warning. I think they're in a very good position. That was my overall take of the show. Listening to them play live confirmed that they are all very, very good at what they do. And the next couple of years, I think we'll see where they go.
Totally agree with what you're saying, Nathan, regarding their growth. I think that's the biggest question here. I think, yes, they kill it live. They nailed every performance. They are, it's like they are at their A game now. As far as their ability to perform, the playing of their instruments, it's spot on. They have it down. They're very polished. They have it down to a T, which is a good. This is not a criticism, but this is one of the questions that Nathan and I had about their growth. Is that because they're kind of not maybe they have a song out there that's going to be their their Welcome to the Jungle or their Thunderstruck or whatever song puts bands over that extra edge of math, or their Enter Sandman. So speaking of Enter Sandman, maybe I'll just go into that while I'm thinking of it. And Nathan and I were not professionals, so we tangent a little bit. So Checkbox, they played professionally well. They nailed. There wasn't a missed note, a missed vocal. Like, it's polished as a band that's been doing it for 30 years. They are already polishing their act. Amazing. About Enter Sandman, this is maybe my biggest criticism. This goes for every band that I listen to that I love. The cover song. And very few bands do covers that I enjoy. This is just Ryan's experience. And I'm talking bands that I've enjoyed for 30, if not 40 years. I'm a Bruce Springsteen fan. And I already know, and I've been a fan of his since 1984. So don't at me. That's okay. That's almost, what, 40 years? And we're going to go see him in November, Nathan and I. And he's got one cover song that he's doing that I have no interest in. Now, I'm seeing Bruce. I'm going to enjoy it because it's Bruce. But I don't care about the song he's covering. It's actually not a very good song. It's a Commodore song. It's a kind of a nothing song. It's a nothing song. It's not even a very good song. But then he does a cover song by Patti Smith called The Night Belongs to Lovers. I forget the title. Anyways, that's a wicked good song. I'm not a fan of Enter Sandman. I'm a huge Metallica fan, but Enter Sandman is my bottom 5 songs from them. So it's kind of like, I'm here to see The Warning. So that's kind of my biggest complaint. It's like, I'm here to see The Warning. Any Warning song other than Enter Sandman. So for that 4-minute period, I would have been like, you already have me? Because The Warning, they're a new band. Often bands will cover other bands, so people are like, oh, I like what they've done there. I want to hear, like, that's a good thing to do when you're an opening act. But Enter Sandman's kind of a nothing sauce song. I know it's important to them because that was the song that they did on their YouTube channel that really got them a lot of hits when they were just kids in their basement there. So I know it's special to them, but this is just Ryan, the fan of The Warning, and also who's a fan of Metallica. That's just my least favorite Metallica song that The Warning's performing. At the first time I see The Warning, I just wish they played, I'll tell you what, I just wish they played Survive! Instead of Enter Sandman, because at this show, Nathan, as you know, they replaced Survive with When I'm Alone. Good song, decent song, but Survive it's just top 3 song for me. So I was a little bit disappointed that they replaced Survive with When I'm Alone. They should have known that Ryan was at that show. So either, those are my biggest complaints of the set list, I guess is what I'm saying. So song choice, I'm really glad they're actually focusing on their new album. Awesome. Because that's their sound, rock and roll. 2, Enter Sandman, ugh. 3, When I'm Alone, should have replaced Enter Sandman and then kept Survive, and then it would have been that much more of a perfect set list.
I want to respond to Enter Sandman
Sure.
real quick. I'm not a fan of Enter Sandman as well, like Metallica, Enter Sandman. I actually really enjoyed their version. And I know we've seen the alternate version that they've done. I think they put a recording out on YouTube. I really like it. I think it's unique enough that if you are a fan of Metallica and you see their version of Enter Sandman, I think it would draw people in, and I kind of like their take on it. I also think it was
a better song, but like I should say their version's better than the version. Yeah.
The only thing I would have said that would have been cool, like we're in Montreal right now. We went to Metallica yesterday. We're going to see them again tonight. I wish that they had brought that up. Yeah. I wish they'd even mentioned it and then said, so in honor of Metallica playing here tonight, we're going to do Enter Sandman. I thought that would have been a cool segue in.
So we were half expecting them to say, hey, did anyone go to Metallica?
Yeah.
Because there were people in the crowd that were at Metallica.
Yeah.
So.
And I think the only drawback I felt generally of the whole thing was I wish that there was more songs. I wish that they played a little longer. It did feel like it felt like it was really rushed. I do like the little bit of banter that they did between the songs. And I think that'll get better over time.
Yeah.
But overall, I would say my highlight of the whole show was More was fantastic. All the other songs I really enjoyed as well. I don't know. I just felt like it was cool that they could pull off such a small venue so well and so effectively, and that we got to see them kind of at the. Hopefully this isn't the height. I hope they're still in the beginnings.
But before I forget, Nathan, I wanted to tag that. We know they have a bigger fan base in Mexico, which is awesome. There's bands that I'm a fan of that they're just bigger in their home countries. I don't know if anyone knows the band Manic Street Preachers. I'm a huge fan. I love them. They're from Wales, small country, and they're huge. They're huge in the UK. Very big there. North America, no bueno. But the fans in North America are very passionate. So I think what we saw last night was fans in Canada very passionate about The Warning, but it's a 600-seater in Montreal, which is a huge city of millions of people.
Sold out. Yeah.
But it was sold out, and I'm wondering, and of course we want them to fill out. Like Metallica, again, they're playing 2 nights at a 60,000-seat arena, and can you imagine? I would love to see the show they would put on. In an alternate universe with The Warning, with all that equipment and the video effects, the pyro. That's what we want to see. But the reality is, folks, despite your personal fandom and our personal fandom, we can't change reality, what's going to happen. So our hope is that one day The Warning will be at that level. But the question is, will they? When and how? I know time will tell, and we're going to probably get some comments on that, but I just want to be clear. We want it to happen. We just don't know when, where, or how. But the good news is in the Latino or the Mexican market, they are playing at 4,500, 7,500 headlining seats venues. So they're growing. And Mexico, of course, is a huge nation with millions of people, and we're just hoping that really does carry forward in North America.
And just kind of last thought, I guess, maybe on this is, I think, and I kind of alluded to this before, but I think they're on the edge. Like, they're really close. Whoever their producer is and the people they're working with, I think they've got the right idea with where their music needs to go, because I think they've really embraced the rock aspect. And there aren't these kind of more tangent songs, which I know that they as artists probably want to do, and that may be the future. But for now, in order to get kind of noticed, I think the producer and their agents are working well to get them kind of streamlined to be big soon. And I would say if it doesn't happen in the next couple of years, then, like I say, they've plateaued and that's where they're at. But I think they're sitting in this great position to get noticed, and to, like I say, all it's going to take is a great song like More to play on a movie or in some venue, and somebody hears it, and then it gets kind of out there and it spreads. I think that's where things are at. So I'm looking forward to that. This was such a fantastic first show that I've seen. I think what I'm looking forward to is to go back and see The Warning again in a couple of years and then compare.
Again, Nathan and I are very simpatico in this experience. I think very little is different between what he and I thought at the end of the show. We were looking at each other for different things, and when we were discussing the event or the concert in the car ride home, we were taking each other's thoughts outside of each other's heads very easily. And so I echoed the same thing. I think next album's tour, that'll be very interesting. We know they did a new 4 or 5 album deal with Lava Records, so their next tour, I'm going to see them again. And in fact, people were asking, did my daughter or my wife go? No, unfortunately, logistics are, again, we came actually to Montreal, bought the tickets a long time ago for the Metallica show, booked a hotel. We had to stay here. It just lucked out, and then The Warning announced the tour or their show. It just so happened to land literally when we were here. So we were here because of Metallica, and Warning happened to be here the night in between the two events. So we're like, yeah, we're gonna go. Anyway, so that's how we ended up seeing them too. So my wife wasn't able to come with the daughter. But the next tour, which I want them to get that album. I want them to tour again in 2024, hopefully no later than 2025, up here in Canada again, so I can take my family because they want to see them. That being said, yeah, same thing. I'm very interested to see what they're going to be like in a couple of years, what they're going to sound like, be like, banter between songs, set list, length, venue size. It'll be very interesting to see the growth. The closing song, Evolve, was my highlight. I thought that was a banger of a closer. it's the direction I want them to go in. As a fellow rock, like, they are a rock band, but that performance and energy and rock styling of Evolve and that live performance is, I want them to keep going with that type of energy and sound. The way they just thrash, and when Pow whipped her head back and does that scream, it's just, that's awesome. That's amazing stuff. Evolve, that's my favorite performance of the night. Great banger closer. Leaving on a high note, absolutely. Can't wait to see you again, The Warning. You guys are awesome. We love you. It was everything we hoped for. We're hoping for more.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.